Doug, we have seen similar fact-finding committees set up to investigate critical episodes in American history. But what sets this one apart from the others, in your view?
This one is ongoing. It not only could happen again, Annette, it is happening again. And the elections are coming up at the end of the year. And there's so far no mechanism in place to stop it, a recurrence of exactly what we saw last January 6th. This is about a lot more than just January 6th, as the committee keeps reminding the American public. This is about an entire bunch of events, both before, leading up to, and afterwards. The aim on its surface has been pretty simple. It's to prove, based on a preponderance of evidence, that Trump led and coordinated a conspiracy to prevent the certification of his election defeat, Joe Biden's victory, and to thereby thwart the transition of power, something unprecedented in American history. No American president has ever tried to prevent that peaceful transition of power, a hallmark of American democracy. What's also different about this is right now the polarization, the climate of polarization in which this hearing is taking place. You know, it's been compared to Watergate. You mentioned some other incidents. John Kennedy assassination was investigated in 1963. Watergate in 1973, perhaps the most famous one. Even the attack on Pearl Harbor, obviously the September 11th attacks, 2001. In the case of Watergate, which until now has been the ultimate crime scene investigation of a president behaving badly, you actually had Republicans ending up going to Nixon and saying, Mr. President, you no longer have the support of your own party or of the American people. You must go. And what did Nixon do? Lo and behold, criminal, awful Richard Nixon stepped down because he knew that that was his presidential duty. He knew he had no choice. Those guardrails, what we call the guardrails of American democracy, this faith that a president caught with the hands in the cookie jar, caught in bad misbehaving, wrongdoing, will step down, will remove himself from the equation, put his country over his own personality and his own power ambitions. That's gone. There are no guardrails right now. That's what sets this apart. It is right now a crime scene investigation where the crime is still being committed.
The committee's presentation was meticulous, but the bottom line is you have a polarised American public. So how much of it is going to be believed by those who still voice their support for the former president?
It will not be believed by them. And I say that pretty much categorically, not to be cynical and pessimistic, but because with the polarization and with the entrenched ideological beliefs of a vast majority of the U.S. population right now, when you are that much deep into it, into your ideology, even when confronted with hard facts, recent studies have shown you are unlikely, you are disinclined to change your views just because someone presents you with those facts. On the contrary, you are going to lash out. You are going to try to hunker down and protect yourself. You don't want your beliefs to be challenged. You don't want to hear it, basically. The irony is that Donald Trump, in the immediate wake of January 6th, his popularity ratings collapsed. He was obviously already he was going to be ex-president soon. They collapsed, but since then they have recovered. He has gone back up. He's still negative ratings, but he's about 2 points higher than Joe Biden's ratings right now. And most importantly, his base clutches him tighter than ever, not because all of them are absolutely convinced of the righteousness of what he did or absolutely believe he had no role in January 6th, but they believe that sticking with their champion, Teflon Donald Trump, is better than the alternative, which is going with these elite Democrats who they see as lecturing to them, this Washington establishment. They hate being lectured to. They're angry and they are resentful of that establishment. That has not gone away. So just, to give you one little thought, Fox News, which calls itself a news network, but which is a propaganda network, they did not bother to televise these hearings. They instead put on a primetime propaganda entertainer named Tucker Carlson, notorious among many in America. So they don't believe that perhaps one of the most tragic incidents and most important moments in American history is even worth televising.
We're going to have to leave it there. Thank you, Doug Herbert.